Hi guys, Nishant here. In this tutorial, I am going to teach you what is array, and we will also take a look at different type of array in PHP. An array is a special variable which can hold more than one value at a time. If we have a list of items like names or numbers, we can store all of them in a single array. In PHP, there are three types of arrays: index arrays, associative arrays, and multidimensional arrays. In this tutorial, we are going to cover index array and associative array. We are not going to take a look at multidimensional array as it is much advanced. So let's start with index array. I've already saved the file as array.php and also written PHP opening and closing tags. I've also opened XAMPP control panel and started Apache and MySQL. So let's start with index array. I'm going to use h2 tag so that you guys can understand better. Opening and closing h2 tags. Index array. Now we are going to declare two variables x and y. So value of x is an array and value of y is also an array. This array contains three different values. So let's just give those values. So 10, and each value is separated by commas. So comma 20, comma 30, 20, comma 30, comma 40. Now using echo, we are going to print those values. So value of x are, so in array, position of first value is defined as 0, means here the value 10 is 0, its position is 0. For 20, its position is 1. For 30, its position is 2. So let's just define x in square bracket 0 same goes for each values. So dot dollar x square bracket 1 dot dollar x square bracket 2. We can separate these values using comma in double quotes. And full stop. We are going to do the same for y's. So let's just copy the whole sentence. And instead of x, we are going to write y. Here the number inside each square bracket is called as index number. That's the reason this array is known as index array. I'm also going to use br tag for spacing the both sentences. So now let's just save it. Open your web browser, open localhost / folder name is tutorial / file name is array.php. See, index array and value of x are 10, 20 and 30. Value of y are 20, 30 and 40. So that was all for index array. Now we are going to take a look at how to get the length of an array. So for that, first let me use h2 tag how to get the length of an array. So for that we are going to use count function. So let's just use that in echo, and we are going to use the count function for the above given variable, that is x and y. So echo double quotes the length of an array x is dot count in this bracket we are going to write $x dot double quotes, we are for spacing up two sentences. Again we are going to do the same for $y. So let's just copy that sentence. So here we are going to replace x by y, and so is here. So the count function is going to count the length of an array for each variable. So let's just save it, open localhost and refresh it. So how to get the length of an array? And the length of array x is 3, length of an array y is 3. So if I change the length here, let's see what happens. So now the length should be 4 for x. So refresh it, it's 4. So that was the tutorial for how to get the length of an array. Now we are going to use loops in array. So to loop through and print all the values of an index array, we could use for loop. So let's do that. So using h2 tag, I'm going to define loop in index array. Now I'm going to use two variables, store1 and store2. And the value of store1 will be count of $x, and same goes for store2, but it will be count of $y, semicolon. Here what it does is storing the length of an array x in store1 variable and storing the length of array y in store2 variable. So now we are going to use for loop. So for now we are going to define variable I. So for variable I equal to 0 semicolon dollar variable less than dollar store1 variable semicolon increment $i. Here the loop executes until the value of variable 1 is smaller than the value of store1. So here we are going to use echo to print out the value of x at variable I. So the value of x at $i is dot dollar x of square brackets dollar I semicolon. I'm going to use br tag for spacing up between two lines. Br. Now we are going to do the same for y. So we are going to use for again. So I'm just copying the same thing. And the I variable will remain same, but instead of store 1 we are going to write store 2. Store 2, and instead of x we are going to write y. So in this line we are going to print the value of y at the value of I. So let's just do that. So now saving the program, let's see what we get at localhost. So refreshing it, the value of x at 0 is 10, the value of x at 1 is 20, the value of x at 2 is 30, the value of x at 3 is 40 because we changed it. Similarly for y, the value of y at 0 is 20, the value of y at 1 is 30, the value of y at 2 is 40. That's the result for using loop in array. Now let's take a look at associative array. So now I'm using h2 tag. Associative array. In associative array, you can use name key that is assigned to a value of an array. So now I'm going to declare a variable first to show you that. So here variable data1 is equal to array double quotes x, point outs to double quotes 10. Here x is the key and 10 is the value. So each value is separated by comma. So let's just do that. Double quotes y, point outs to double quotes 20, comma, double quotes z, point outs to double quotes 50, and let's change 20 to 30. Yep. Now going to do the same for data 2, another variable whose value is equal to an array. Here key name is a, that will point out to value 15, comma, another key name is b, that will point out to value 20, another key name is c, that will point out to value 25. So now I'm going to use both of these variables to perform three functions: addition, subtraction and multiplication. So now let's do addition first. So $add is equal to $data1 square bracket single quote x plus $data2 square bracket single quote a semicolon. So this is how addition looks like. So this will add first value of both the array data1 and data2 whose keys are x and a, and then sum will be stored in variable add. Now let's do the same for subtraction. So $sub is equal to $data1 square bracket single quote y minus $data2 square bracket single quote b semicolon. This will subtract second value of both the array data1 and data2 whose keys are y and b, and the result will be stored in the variable sub. Now let's perform the same for multiplication. So mul is equal to $data1 square bracket single quote z multiply $data2 square bracket single quote c semicolon. This will multiply third value of both the array data1 and data2 whose keys are z and c, and the result will be stored in variable mul. So now what we are going to do is we are going to print out the value of each of this variable add, sub and mul using echo. So let's do that. So echo the addition of data1 square bracket x and $data2 square bracket a is dot add semicolon. So this will print the addition value that is stored in $add. So now for subtraction, the subtraction of $data1 square bracket y and $data2 square bracket b is dot $sub semicolon. Now for multiplication, the multiplication of $data1 square bracket z and $data2 square bracket c is dot $mul semicolon. So now just save it, go to web browser, refresh the page, and now it says associative array. The addition of 10 and 15 is 25, the subtraction of 30 and 20 is 10, and the multiplication of 50 and 25 is 1250. Let me use BR so that you can guys have a better understanding. So using BR tag to separate these lines. So let's just save it, refresh the page. See, the addition of 10 and 15 is 25, subtraction of 30 and 20 is 10, multiplication of 50 and 25 is 1250. So that's all for associative array. So what if we want to use associative array with loop? To loop through and print all the value of an associative array, we could use for each loop. So let's take a look at that. So first I'm going to use h2 tag, closing h2 tag. So loop in associative array. Okay, so now we are going to declare a variable that is name is equal to array semicolon. So as we all know, in associative array we can use name key. So here we are going to use my name, Nishant. This is the key. It point outs to value 7. Here 7 is the actually characters in my name, so I have written 7. So let's do that for some of the values. So comma, double quotes, Anjali, equal to, means point outs to character in the name, that is 6, comma, double quotes, Ankit, point outs to double quotes character in the name, that is 5. So here I am mentioning an array along with the name that defines the character in each name. So now we are going to use for loop. So for each, this is the syntax for loop. So the variable here we are going to use is name, and key we are going to use is a. The value here we are going to use is $x underscore y. Here we are going to write our code. So what we are going to do is echo key name here is equal to dot $a dot, now again writing and its character value is equal to dot $x underscore value. It comes up on its own. So what this will do is print the key and the value of associative array. So now echo br for spacing it up, so now let's take a look by saving it on localhost, refresh it. See the loop in associative array. Key name here is Nishant and its character value is 7. Key name here is Anjali and its character value is 6. Key name here is Ankit and its character value is 5. So in this tutorial we studied about two types of array, index and associative, and how to use loop in both of this respective array. We will not study about multidimensional array in this tutorial as it is much advanced topic. Thank you for watching this tutorial.